Now to continuing coverage, Franklin County commissioners and the sheriff are clashing over guns at the county courthouse, a debate fueled by recent death threats, court security rules, and a decades-old tragedy.
As Apple Valley News Now's Dan Hansen reports, commissioners say staff and elected officials need the right to protect themselves, while the sheriff says the court, not the county, has the final say.
The dispute centers on whether county employees and elected officials with concealed carry permits should be allowed to bring guns into the Franklin County Courthouse. County leaders say the conversation intensified after Commissioner Stephen Bauman brought up in last week's commissioner meeting something concerning.
I received a death threat towards me and my family, and was concerned about it. Had never happened like that before, and so went through the processes of talking to law enforcement, multiple different agencies about what to do about it. And I'm not a fearful person, and so I asked a number of different people in those interviews if I should be in fear for my life, and numerous of them told me that yes, that I need to take it very, very seriously.
Bauman says he formally asked Benton Franklin Superior Court judges for permission to carry his gun inside the courthouse, a request the judges denied.
The letter that our administrator read from the Superior Court, the one sentence answer was no, because we said so. And after a year and a half of trying, that's the response that I get.
Under current rules, only law enforcement and private security officers are allowed to be armed inside the courthouse. Those restrictions date back decades to a 1974 bombing that killed Franklin County Superior Court Judge James Lawless. Commissioners argue the policy no longer reflects current safety concerns.
I don't see why you cannot carry a concealed weapon to protect yourself and your family at all times, including your work here at the courthouse.
County Assessor John Rosenau, a former police chief, told commissioners the change could make employees safer.
I think you need to pursue something. I have not been in a courthouse yet that has the restrictions this courthouse has.
Commissioners voted to repeal a county ordinance at last week's meeting, supporting a 2012 court policy banning weapons, though the move does not override the judge's authority. Franklin County Sheriff Jim Raymond says while he strongly supports people's Second Amendment rights, the courthouse is a secure facility and that the court, not the county, has the final say.
And this isn't the first time we've had a gun issue. We've warned before that, look, you can't carry guns here, people. And if you do, you're subject to arrest. Well, arrest has a broad meaning. You can cite or you can book. These happen to be offenses that you can be booked. And we'll book whoever's carrying firearms inside this courthouse.
Raymond says his priority is safety for judges, jurors, staff, and the public, adding that introducing more weapons into a high-stress environment creates additional risk.
We enforce the law. The law says there's an RCW 90-41-300 that outlines that. There's a 2012 court order by the judges that outlines who's in charge and who does those type of things, but we enforce the law.
Commissioner Bauman says he's frustrated with the response from the Superior Court and isn't sure what the next steps will be, but he's actively trying to figure that out. For now, the policy remains unchanged. Dan Hansen, Apple Valley News Now.
Okay, Dan, the sheriff says deputies will continue enforcing the court's gun-free zone, while commissioners say they'll keep pushing for changes they believe better protect staff and constitutional rights.
Now, any changes would require agreement from the Superior Court judges.